So today we're going to talk about something called Stoa North. And really, it's presented as this modern compass. But, it's not for finding your way through a forest or across an ocean. It's for navigating the chaos of our modern world. And maybe even more importantly, that super confusing world inside our own heads.
I mean, let's be real. Who hasn't felt this way, right? That feeling of just being completely overwhelmed, pulled in 1,000 different directions. You've got notifications pinging, emails stacking up, a to-do list that never ends. It's like the default setting for so many of us these days.
And that feeling, it's not just some vague, oh, I'm stressed kind of thing. No, it gets really specific, doesn't it? It shows up as that constant hum of anxiety in the background, or, that feeling of trying to focus, but your brain just won't cooperate because everything is designed to distract you. And then there's the big one, that search for purpose. Like, what am I even doing here? These are the exact struggles Stoa North is trying to tackle. Think about it like this. You're standing in the middle of this huge, open field. And there are paths leading off in every single direction. But here's the catch. There are no signs, no map, nothing. The amount of choice is just paralyzing. And that, right there, is pretty much what modern life can feel like. So the question becomes, in this giant, confusing, directionless world, how on earth do you find your true north? You know, that inner compass, that sense of direction that stays steady, even when everything else is just swirling chaos. Well, what if you actually had a tool for that? Imagine having something you could just pull out anytime you felt lost. You look down and boom, you know which way to go. A compass, designed just for getting clarity when everything feels like noise. And that's exactly what Stoa North claims to be. It's that compass. It's a framework for dealing with all this modern chaos. But here's the really interesting part. Its power doesn't come from some new app or tech. It comes from something way, way older. Ancient wisdom.
Right, so this is important. We're not talking about some new trendy life hack you see on social media. The whole idea here is to actually look backwards, to tap into wisdom that's been tested for thousands of years. We're talking about principles that have helped people through chaos for literal centuries.
Okay, so here's where it all clicks together. On one side, you've got this incredible ancient wisdom, Stoicism, thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca. And on the other side, you've got our problems, anxiety, no focus, searching for purpose. What Stoa North does is draw a straight line between the two. It takes these powerful old ideas and applies them directly to the stuff we're dealing with right now. Because let's face it, ancient philosophy can feel, well, a little dense, right? Kind of hard to get into. The real magic isn't just knowing about it. It's about translating it. It's about turning these huge abstract ideas into actual practical tools that you and I can use like tomorrow morning. And this quote just nails it. We don't just tell stories, we provide the coordinates for a stronger mind. I love that. It's not a history lesson, it's about giving you coordinates, like specific, actionable things you can do to literally build a stronger, more resilient mind. So, how does this actually work? Well, it kind of boils down to this simple three-step process. First, they decode the philosophy. They take a big idea, like the Stoic principle of only worrying about what you can't control, and break it down. Super simple. Then, step two, they apply it. So you take that idea and you point it directly at a modern problem. Let's say you're super anxious about a presentation at work. You apply the principle by focusing only on making your presentation great, which you can control, and letting go of how your boss might react, which you can't. And finally, step three, they provide coordinates. The end result is a new mental map. Your new coordinate isn't some vague advice like, just be less anxious. No, it's focus on what you control. It's a clear, powerful instruction for your mind.
Okay, so you get these coordinates, but what does that actually mean? What does it feel like? What's the real outcome of all this? Well, the main idea is that you get to recalibrate your mindset. Think of it like tuning a guitar or resetting a sensitive piece of equipment. You're not changing who you are at your core. You're just fine-tuning your internal settings. You're adjusting your mindset so you can face the world with a little more focus, a lot more resilience, and way, way less mental noise.
And ultimately, what does all that lead to? It brings us right back to where we started. By recalibrating your mind, you find it. You find your true north, that solid internal guide that just doesn't waver no matter how crazy things get on the outside. So if this whole idea of finding your compass sounds interesting, Stoa North puts out regular content to help you keep it tuned up. It's really all about making it an ongoing practice.
Which really brings us to the biggest and honestly the most important question of all. Because it's not about what I think or what anyone else thinks your direction should be. The whole point of a compass is to help you find your own way. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. What is your true north?